Hi everyone. So today I want to briefly talk about the top three address related challenges in last mile delivery. I think this is something that many people think that understand quite well, and probably they do. I just want to remind you of the impact that these have in your daily operation and I'm not gonna say that I'm an expert on logistics operations, but I do have a little bit of experience on the impact that having bad address data have on these operations. And I just want to share with you my point of view. And please feel free to say something in the comments if any insights that you might have to share, and let's discuss about this. All right. So the first thing is the last mile is kind of like it's always said that it's always the most expensive part of the whole delivery process, and it's true. And the way I see it is not only that it's expensive, but it's critical because it's the real final touch point with customers. And customer experience, it's the utmost important thing that you actually could take into account on your delivery operation. Why? Because it's impacting their satisfaction, impacting their retention. And if a customer have a really good delivery experience, it is very likely that they will just buy again, right? And you might say, oh, but they're not my customers. Yeah, but they're your customers' customers. So if your customers are happy with the delivery process, it is very likely that your customer is gonna keep using you. And of course, you are not gonna have as many issues like where is my order, calls, and these kind of things. And at the end, efficiency and accuracy actually helps you with time, correct deliveries to minimize your costs and increase the trust of your customers at the end. But there's a general impact of bad address data on logistics, right? And these are kind of like the three problems that I want to talk a little bit more about today. So the first one is increased operational costs. Let's see how this bad address data impacts the costs of running your operation. Delayed delivery times and reduce delivery accuracy. So let's get into it already. So increased operational costs. So it is not just that if you don't have the right address, then the driver is going to take just a little while to find the right door, which it's let's say that this is the most common case, right? But it is quite common as well that you don't get to deliver the parcel on the first attempt, right? And this is a problem because of course it is more expensive to try to deliver again versus if you deliver at the first go. Yes, there's a pickup and drop up points, and this is great, but still, it's not the ideal customer experience. If the customer selects, oh, I want my parcel to be delivered to a pickup and drop off point, then that's fine because the customer already wants this. But if the customer needs to go there because you could not deliver on the first attempt to their home, then that is not the ideal customer experience, right? And this wastes resources, but also there's a lot. It's a higher cost for you as a delivery service to do that. So just think about this example. So if a delivery company has 5% address error rates on a 1,000 daily deliveries, this could mean around 182,000 euros, dollars per year. I'm assuming here kind of like a $10 per redelivery cost, which in many cases is actually way more than that, right? So just 5%, you would say, oh, but this is not, 5% is not that much. Well, if you put it into numbers, then it adds up, right? And if you put it into customer experience, this is a lot of people who actually did not have the experience that they were expecting when they order something online. The second thing is delayed delivery time. So, of course, if you don't have the right address to go and deliver to, well, you're going to take a little bit longer, right? It's kind of like obvious here, but this is not today's expectation. So customers are used now to actually just getting things delivered almost instantly now. So if they order something on Uber, they can see like in real time where the food is at. right? And they want this to be fast and efficient, and they are expecting the same from parcel delivery. If it's fair or not, that's a different discussion. Maybe we can have a conversation about that. But this is the expectations. So the expectation. So the less time we take to actually deliver something, the better, because otherwise our the reputation of the delivery company can be at stakes, right? And of course the customer satisfaction is not as good. And this I think this is an exemplary like a birthday gift that arrives late due to incorrect address. So there's a missed opportunity, right, to have a great experience for the customer. So this is quite. You would agree with me that this it's has impacted you at some point, anyways. The third one is okay. So reduce delivery accuracy. So if you have an incorrect address or an address that is not accurate enough, then drivers will need to see, okay, where is this location? So the pin in the map is here, but this is not really where the person is expecting the parcel to be delivered to. And the ideal scenario, again, there are other cases like PUDO points or parcel lockers, but the ideal expectation of a customer is to receive the parcel themselves. In the US, it's maybe a little bit different because people just expect that there's going to be dropped in the Porsche. But now with Porsche piracy and all of these things going on, I'm not so sure. And things are seems to be happening there, but let's see how that goes. And then what this means is that very often drivers and customers have to coordinate themselves, like on the phone. Hey, where you are? I cannot find it. Yeah, it's the red door. It's the big building. It's blah blah blah, right? And this, of course, increase frustration. It's not efficient. So the delivery process should be quick, as simple as possible, and address accuracy problems is sometimes preventing this from happening. And just take the example of a furniture delivery, right? This is something big and bulky, and you want to deliver somewhere, and if the address is not accurate enough or the geocoding is not accurate enough, I don't want to be carrying around bulky things just because the address is wrong when this could actually be prevented easily, right? So yeah, but how do we fix these problems, right? So it all comes down to a combination of basically these three factors or these three, let's say, processes here. So address normalization, multi-source geocoding, and relevance validation. So at the end, how you do each one of these processes, it's up to you. So I have my own take on this, but you want to have these three processes in your logistic operation if you want to have accurate addresses and geocoding. So address normalization, simply it's to ensure addresses that are standardized and machine readable, because at the end it's machines that read an address. It's machines that turns is a machine that turns the address into coordinates and so on. And there's this issue of garbage in, garbage out. So you want to have as little garbage as possible in an address so that you can get the most out of any geocoding process. And you also want to have these kind of like local nuances in addresses identified and so on. With multi-source geocoding, it's interesting because most people say, I already have Google, they're the best, that's it. It is not so. I mean, Google is great in some areas, but not that good in some others. And the ideal scenario is actually to have multiple geocoders and then know where they're good at and overlap these strengths so that at the end you have the best geocoding result that you can, right? And I always suggest that if you are in a country with a lot of nuances in where addresses are and so on, and there is a local or in a country specific geocoder, you definitely should implement this because they usually have access to data that Google, for example, doesn't have, and so on and so forth. And at the end, you want to get the most relevant result. So let's say that you have 2 or 3 different geocoders, right? And then each geocoder returns something to you. You need to be able to understand which one of the results is the most relevant one, which is the one that really is accurate enough and really represents the real address that you're looking for. So you want to also prevent bad results from geocoders, which happens sometimes. So you really want to have these 3 processes on your delivery operation. You want to normalize your addresses, you want to use multiple geocoders, and you want to validate the relevance of the results of these geocoders. If you do this, you can certainly reduce the amount of addresses that go wrong or deliveries that go wrong because of bad address data. And this is what I propose. So if you want to actually know a little bit more about this, just visit address-hub.com. This is the website of the product that I'm building. Um, just let me know if this is something that you experience every now and then. And yeah, see you around. Thank you.